Hi there, this is Andrea Mowry of Drea Renee Knits, and today I'm going to just be doing a quick demonstration on how to knit half fisherman's rib. So what it creates is this beautiful ribbing on one side, very similar in feel and squishiness to full fisherman's rib or the brioche stitch fabric. And then that's what the back looks like because we're only doing half, and so it creates a different looking rib on the back side. So to do this stitch, we're actually going to start with our wrong side. So I have my wrong side facing, and on the wrong side you're just going to knit across the whole row. If you were working in the round, you would just purl this round. But I'm working flat, so I'm going to go ahead and knit. Doesn't matter how you hold your yarn, just go ahead and knit every single stitch. For working fisherman's rib flat, you want an odd number of stitches because it's a 2-stitch repeat, and then you need that extra edge stitch to balance it out. For working in the round, you would use an even number of stitches since it's a 2-stitch repeat. So I have 15 stitches for my little swatch here. So that was my wrong side. I knit all the stitches so that when I turn it to the right side, you'll see I have an entire row of purl stitches. So now comes the fun part, the fisherman's rib. So to work fisherman's rib, you are going to knit in the stitch below and then purl one. And I'm going to start this continental. About halfway through, I will switch over to English right-handed knitting if that's easier to see it that way for you if you knit in that style. So to knit one below, you're going to go below that purl bump right into this lower stitch. So instead of working into the stitch on your needle, you're working into the one below it. So you're just going to go ahead and insert your needle to knit. And then we're going to purl the next stitch. I'll bring this a little closer so you can really see. So again, I'm knitting in the stitch below, so not into the stitch on your needle, but right below that sweet little purl bump. And you just knit and purl, knit one below, purl, knit one below. And you're going to do that all the way to the end of your row. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to English style now. So I am at a purl stitch. And now I need to knit one below. So again, for all of my English style knitters out there, you don't want to work onto the stitch in the needle. You're going to work right below this little purl bump into the stitch below, inserting your needle and knitting and pulling it off. And you can see as you do that, what it does is it takes that purl bump and it wraps it over the shoulders of the stitch below, which is what's going to give you this dense, super squishy, delightful rib fabric. So purl one, knit one below, purl one, knit one below, purl one, knit one below. And that's it. It's just that 2-row repeat. So now I would go ahead on my wrong side, knitting flat, I would go ahead and knit all these stitches. If I were working in the round, I would purl all of these stitches, and then I would work another row or round of knit one below, purl one, knit one below, purl one, and that's it. That's half fisherman's rib. I hope you give it a try, and happy knitting.